It's time for another edition of Path to the Playoffs. Casey Phillips here with senior writer and editor Scott Smith. And as always, each week we update you on what happened, what could happen to influence the playoff race and standings. And now we got some exciting stuff to talk about because we at least can now say they're in the playoffs. We know this is confirmed, which is always an exciting moment every year. So we have that aspect, but what else happened this weekend in terms of what the Bucs did and then what other teams did to influence the standings?
Yes, like you said, the most important thing that happened was the Buccaneers won their own game in convincing fashion in Carolina, and therefore, by that win, clinched the NFC South title, their first since 2007, breaking the Saints' 4-year stranglehold on that title. And they did it the way they wanted to do it, by winning themselves. The Buccaneers would have also won the division the next night when New Orleans lost, even if they had lost. So it was kind of an inevitability at that point, but it still felt awfully good for the team. I know a lot of the players commented afterwards how good that felt and how much they wanted that. And then Bruce Arians said, but they're after 3 banners this year. So you know they want to win the conference next, and then, of course, the Super Bowl. Also, however, during the week, counterintuitively, despite winning the division, the Buccaneers actually slid down a spot in the overall standings from 3rd in the NFC to 4th. Now, they can't go any lower than 4th because they're one of the 4 division winners. But what happened was the Rams won and the Cardinals lost, and that actually put the Rams ahead of the Cardinals in the NFC West into first place. So when those two teams switched and Arizona went into the wild card group, it messed up the Bucs tiebreaker situation, because now there's 3 11-4 teams with Dallas, the Rams, and the Bucs. And the first thing you do there, if they don't all play each other, which they didn't, is you go to conference record or games, your record against NFC opponents. And the Buccaneers are 3rd on that. The Cowboys are 9-1, and the Rams are 8-3, and the Bucs are 7-4. And that's not going to get better. So what the Buccaneers need to do is actually win and see some of those teams above them lose.
Okay, so now you kind of hit on that of what we need to happen. So how does this weekend apply to that? What are the different things that could impact the Bucs, that the Bucs need to do, and that other teams, if they felt like being nice to us, need to do?
Yes, never give up hope, and keep pushing for the top goal, as the Buccaneers could be any one of the top 4 seeds. But to be quite honest, getting the number 1 seed at this point is very much of a long shot for the Buccaneers, very much. First of all, they have to have Green Bay lose their last 2 games against Minnesota at home, and then Detroit on the road. And I don't think many of us would guess that they would lose both of those games. Then the Buccaneers would have to win 2, and Dallas, and maybe even the Rams. No, Dallas would have, the Rams would have to lose at least 1. But anyway, it's not a very likely scenario. The Cowboys actually have a much better chance of getting the 1 seed away from Green Bay, because they would only need Green Bay to lose once because of the Cowboys' great record in conference games. But the Buccaneers can easily get up to the 2 or 3 seed, and it's just as simple as winning their games and having the Cowboys and the Rams lose at least 1, and probably most importantly the Rams, because if the Buccaneers end up in a 3-way tie with the Cowboys and Rams like they are now, they're in bad shape. But if they end up in a head-to-head tie with the Cowboys without the Rams involved, or the Cardinals if they win that division, then they will actually win that tiebreaker because they have the head-to-head win over Dallas from week 1. That head-to-head win is awesome, but it only gets activated if it's just the Bucs and the Cowboys. So we really need to see the Rams lose a game, but it would also be nice if Arizona beat the Cowboys this weekend. And in that case, the Buccaneers would be in much better shape.
Okay, well, that is going to do it for us on this edition of Path to the Playoffs. We will be back here next week for another update on where the Buccaneers stand heading into their final game of the regular season. So we'll see you then.